The Emperor Penguin's Epic Journey, a tale of bravery in icy Antarctica. As the Antarctic winter bites, we follow a brave emperor penguin on its incredible journey across the ice, enduring blizzards and hungry predators to find a mate and raise a chick. This epic adventure highlights resilience and the power of family bonds in one of Earth's harshest environments. In March, as the southern hemisphere tilts away from the sun, the Antarctic coastline begins its transformation into one of the most hostile environments on Earth. Temperatures plummet toward -60 degrees Celsius. Winds howl across the ice shelf at speeds exceeding 100 miles per hour. Darkness stretches longer with each passing day. And yet, against all rational instinct, thousands of emperor penguins abandon the relative safety of the open ocean and begin their march inland. Among them is a 5-year-old male, seasoned by previous winters, who now faces the most demanding journey of his life. The emperor penguin is the largest of all penguin species, standing nearly 4 feet tall and weighing up to 90 pounds. Evolution has equipped these remarkable birds with dense, waterproof feathers, a specialized circulatory system that minimizes heat loss, and the ability to slow their metabolism to survive extended periods without food. They will need every one of these adaptations in the months ahead. The journey from the ice edge to the breeding grounds covers between 50 and 100 miles, depending on the colony's traditional location. The penguins travel single file across the frozen landscape, following routes their ancestors have used for thousands of years. They cannot fly. They can only walk or toboggan on their bellies when the ice permits. Progress is measured in miles per day, not per hour. Our male penguin pushes forward through the first week of travel. The ice beneath his feet groans and shifts. Cracks appear without warning, forcing the column to detour around newly formed crevasses. Some years, entire sections of the route become impassable, and the penguins must find alternative paths through instinct alone. There are no landmarks in this white expanse, no visible markers to guide the way. Yet the penguins navigate with remarkable precision, possibly using the position of the sun, the Earth's magnetic field, or subtle variations in the ice that humans cannot perceive. By late March, the colony reaches its destination, a sheltered area of fast ice anchored to the coastline and protected from the worst of the wind by ice cliffs. Here, thousands of penguins gather in what will become one of nature's most extraordinary mating rituals. The male penguin, having lost nearly a quarter of his body weight during the march, must now compete for a mate. The courtship begins with song. Each penguin produces a unique vocalization, a complex series of calls that serves as an acoustic fingerprint. Males stretch their necks skyward and trumpet their availability. Females move through the crowd, listening, evaluating, searching for the right partner. The selection process is not random. Studies suggest females choose males based on the quality of their calls, their physical condition, and possibly their previous breeding success. After 3 days of calling, our male penguin finds his match. The pair engage in an elaborate bonding ritual, mirroring each other's movements, touching beaks, and singing in unison. This synchronized display strengthens their partnership and helps them memorize each other's voices, a crucial skill they will need in the chaos of the colony. In May, as winter tightens its grip, the female produces a single egg. This moment is one of the most precarious in the entire breeding cycle. The egg must be transferred from the female's feet to the male's feet without touching the ice. At -40 degrees, even a few seconds of contact with the frozen surface is fatal to the developing embryo. The transfer requires extraordinary coordination. Both birds face each other, the female carefully rolling the egg onto her partner's feet, where he tucks it into a specialized brood pouch of feathered skin. Some pairs fail at this critical juncture. An egg slips onto the ice and freezes within seconds. The loss is devastating, but there is no time to mourn. The female, now dangerously depleted of energy reserves, must return to the sea immediately to feed. She has not eaten in over 2 months. Without replenishment, she will die. She departs across the ice, leaving her mate alone with their precious cargo. Now begins the male penguin's most grueling test. For the next 65 days, he will incubate the egg while enduring the full fury of the Antarctic winter. He cannot leave, he cannot eat, he can only stand and wait and survive. The blizzards arrive in June with apocalyptic force. Wind speeds reach 120 miles per hour, driving snow horizontally across the ice shelf and reducing visibility to 0. Wind chill temperatures plunge to -80 degrees Celsius, cold enough to freeze exposed flesh in seconds. No other warm-blooded animal willingly endures such conditions. The penguins have developed a unique survival strategy, the huddle. Thousands of males press together in tight formations, constantly rotating from the exposed outer edges to the warmer center. The temperature inside the huddle can be 35 degrees warmer than the surrounding air. This cooperative behavior is essential. A penguin isolated from the group would burn through his energy reserves and die within days. Our male takes his turn on the windward side, enduring the brutal exposure before being absorbed back into the relative warmth of the mass. The darkness is nearly absolute now. The sun has not risen above the horizon in weeks. The penguins exist in perpetual twilight, illuminated only by stars, auroras, and the faint glow of moonlight reflected off the ice. They sleep standing up, balancing on their heels with their tails propped against the ground, the egg always tucked safely in the brood pouch. Food reserves dwindle with each passing week. Our male has now lost more than 40% of his body weight. His body has begun to metabolize his own muscle tissue to survive. Yet he cannot abandon the egg. The instinct to protect overwhelms all other drives. Not all threats come from the cold. Leopard seals patrol the ice edges, waiting to ambush any penguin foolish enough to venture toward the water. Giant petrels circle overhead, searching for abandoned eggs or weakened adults. Skuas, aggressive seabirds, known for their predatory behavior, raid the colony's edges, sometimes attacking penguins directly. The males in the huddle have no defense except numbers and vigilance. In late July, a miracle occurs. The egg begins to hatch. The chick uses a specialized egg tooth to crack through the shell, a process that can take up to 3 days. Our male penguin has timed the hatching almost perfectly, but the female has not yet returned. He has one final reserve, a milky substance produced in his esophagus that can sustain the newborn chick for a short period. He regurgitates this precious fluid, keeping his offspring alive while scanning the ice for his mate's return. 2 days later, she arrives. After 65 days of solitary incubation and 70 days without food, the male penguin hears the call that will save his life. His mate has traveled over 100 miles from the feeding grounds, her belly full of partially digested fish and squid. The recognition is instantaneous. Among thousands of identical-looking penguins, each bird can identify its partner by voice alone. The chick transfer is another moment of vulnerability. The tiny bird, covered in gray, down, and weighing just over a pound, must be moved from the male's brood pouch to the female's without exposure to the cold. The exchange is successful. Now it is the male's turn to make the journey to the sea. He is a shadow of his former self, having lost half his body weight over the winter. The trek to the ice edge tests the limits of his endurance. Many males do not survive this journey. Starvation claims some. Others fall prey to leopard seals as they enter the water, too weakened to defend themselves or escape. Our male reaches the ocean and begins to feed for the first time in nearly 4 months. Over the following weeks, he gorges on fish, squid, and krill, rebuilding his strength for the return journey. The Antarctic spring arrives slowly. September brings the first hints of returning light. Temperatures rise slightly, still brutally cold by any standard, but warm enough for the chicks to begin venturing outside their parents' brood pouches. They gather in creches, groups of young penguins huddled together for warmth, while the adults take turns making feeding trips to the sea. Our male and female now alternate their parental duties, one always remaining with the colony while the other forages. The chick grows rapidly, its fluffy down gradually replaced by waterproof feathers. By December, as the Antarctic summer reaches its brief peak, the young penguin is ready for its own journey to the sea. The ice shelf has retreated dramatically. What was once a 50-mile trek is now just a short walk to open water. The young penguin takes its first swim, entering an environment it has never experienced but instinctively understands. It will spend the next 5 years at sea, learning to hunt, avoiding predators, and building the strength and experience necessary to undertake its own breeding journey. Our male penguin watches from the ice edge. He has survived another year in the harshest environment on Earth. He has walked over 200 miles across frozen wasteland. He has endured 4 months without food, in temperatures that would kill any unprepared creature. He has faced blizzards, predators, and the constant threat of starvation. And he has succeeded in passing his genes to the next generation. In the coming months, he will feed and rest in the rich Antarctic waters. When March returns and the ice begins to form once again, he will feel the ancient pull toward the breeding grounds. He will make the march again, find a mate again, endure the winter again. This cycle has repeated for millions of years, through ice ages and warming periods, through changes that have driven countless species to extinction. The emperor penguin persists. It is a testament to the power of adaptation, the strength of instinct, and the unbreakable bonds that form between partners and offspring. In a world of ice and darkness, where survival seems impossible, these remarkable birds have found a way not merely to exist, but to thrive. Their journey is not just a story of individual bravery. It is the story of life itself, enduring against all odds, generation after generation, in one of the last true wildernesses on Earth.